Well, so new Nuron batteries. We got here. This is a 4 amp hour. You can see, don't know why it's an 85 instead of 4. But man, it's a little bit bigger than I kind of anticipated. Something very different, because you notice the clip actually pushes down and they have the tab that catches, and you push down on the button and it actually pushes that tab down, which is very different from other batteries. It'll be interesting to see how well it comes out, because that tends to be a problem. Batteries from Hilti always come without any charge, well, with very little charge. It looks like there are two, a positive and negative terminal. I don't know if they're that much more beefy than the old ones, but they're there. In the middle we have data connections, and it looks like there is a TX and an RX, so transmission and receive terminal. So that's the 4 amp. We have an 8 amp here that is really just twice the size, and the 2.5 amp is really just shorter. In pictures it just looks like they have one cell less. I'm noticing the bumpers are really quite stiff. I was expecting them to be quite a bit more flexible and almost made out of butylene. But it looks like everything here is PA66, probably with about 50% carbon fiber. You can go AVE style on it. It's kind of chunky. We'll have to check it against the existing batteries. And got the same setup, although it looks like in this one we actually have 2 positives and 2 negative terminals, which is very different from the 4 amp, which is very surprising actually. I want to see if the tools actually have those, or if certain tools just have 1 terminal. But it looks like, yeah, it's got 2 terminals, so it's running in parallel for those. And my guess is it's really is just based on which tool and the demands of the tool. So, and then finally we got the mama of the bunch, the 12 amp. And ooh, she's already got dust in there. She must have been tested on a concrete drill, because that is not sawdust. That is definitely concrete dust. But yeah, she's got a little. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. So on these bigger ones, the latch actually has a grounding terminal. That's kind of cool. But this bugger is pretty big. I mean, not near as big as the 15 amp that DeWalt has. That thing looks enormous, but it's pretty close. I really want to see if I can actually hook up a drill, because Hilti's website does say that this is non-compatible, but that would be interesting. And looking at this, and maybe they use this. So they've got a keying here that looks like may prevent you from putting this battery in certain tools, which is kind of annoying, because I mean, yeah, sure, it's unwieldy and like your little impact gun drill, but I mean, already with current Hilti drills, certain days I can get a full day out of one charge, and that's doing metal siding all day. So metal siding and metal roofing. And that is something that has really impressed me about Hilti, is they do last forever. We'll see what they look like compared to the old ones. So for the old batteries, we'll start out with the 4 amp. We'll compare them. And yeah, that's slightly shorter, but man, it is a cell longer. It looks like it's a good fair bit longer. The actual mechanism is that fits in the tool is quite a bit shorter. It is 3/16 of an inch shorter. So the old ones actually just have blades in the battery and the springs in the tool. The new batteries have the clips in the battery now, and so I'm gonna guess. So the tool has to have blades. We'll see how chunky they are. So that's the 4 amp, quite a bit different in size. We have our 8 amps here, and they are actually quite similar, looking at it. So the same width, about the same length, really, and the old one's is shorter. And then a chunky 12 amp. Closest thing I got is a 5.2 36 volt, which the 12 amp really is bigger. I mean, it's a 5.2 volt, but it's 36 amps. So this is essentially an 8 amp hour battery. If you dropped it down to 22 volts, it's 8.5, really. So it should, in theory, these two should have been the same size, but I mean, 36 volt, and this is substantially older. So this is a battery that's only been on the market for about 2 years now, and this battery's been around since I think about 2013 or something like that. So eons, it's ancient, and it does last a long time, but I mean, we'll see how this thing does. This thing is this is a mother of pearl. And we'll see how well these bumpers hold up, because they really are they're thick. I mean, they are made out of nylon, so I mean, if they were made out of harder butylene compound, then sure, it'd be, I could see that, but nylon is, it's a lot stiffer than I would have expected.